Yeah.
Okay, as you can see, I can talk properly and we're in different clothes, so this is clearly not the same interview. And also, Tim's beard, I think, has got a bit longer.
Got a bit
So
longer
we're
with this is round two. There has been a bit of a time difference, but you were a poorly boy when we were last recording,
well,
weren't you?
I've just literally cut the video from you saying what, and
What?
then I also forgot to plug the power into my computer, and that
Yeah,
crashed. So we're all
that's
human.
right. I
We're all
remember.
human. Yeah.
We are. We are. These things happen.
So where were
Day
we?
of life.
Well, you've been away to Sweden, haven't you? It's been a
I
few
have.
weeks
I
actually. What have
have.
you been up to? Because it's is it La Visa Altorn?
Lavisa Altorn. It
Yeah.
was. I mean, Lavisa is someone I've been in contact with since 2015, and she started off when I back in the yonder years when I used to do Skype consultations. And so I've watched the Lavisa kind of grow from somebody who suddenly started receiving spiritual information and didn't know what to do with it. No one around her understood, to organising events for me and then for Diana Cooper as well. And now finally has stepped into her teacher's role.
Mm.
So it's been a process of guidance and watching her. And this time I actually presented alongside her for the first time. First time I've been abroad for 3 years. So last time I flew over and we were coming back through the airports were literally as the planet was locking down. It was quite bizarre. So yeah,
Oh,
it's a good workshop, weekend workshop in sunny Uppsala, and the weather was gorgeous. It was really
oh,
nice.
brilliant, lovely.
Yeah.
I went through. I had the same thing. Went to Poland a couple of months ago. I was laughing actually at the passport area where it says, "Please take your mask off." So
Yeah.
it's just that how
Yeah.
things have changed,
Oh, haven't
Uh,
they just? Yeah, it's a very different world now, isn't it?
yeah. Oh, that's great. It's nice. Well, it's nice you can go abroad. You're actually going to Scotland, aren't you? To just unplug this week.
Yeah, bit of an
We were
unplug.
discussing.
Yeah, a bit of
Yeah.
an unplug, and then straight back to it. Because we got Solstice week coming up,
Yep.
haven't we?
Is
Which
that
is
the one? Oh yeah, Knowlton. Next one's Knowlton, which I will be
next
at.
one's Nocturne,
That's with
which is
Adrian on the 20th.
yeah,
So
and
we're
then
very much. Well, I'm very much looking forward to that.
yeah. Well,
So
I'm got a busy week that week. On
yeah.
the 18th, I'm in. It's not quite Glastonbury. We're just outside of Glastonbury. I've got a live event with Mia Kafkios, so I'm going to be working. She's doing a 3 day from a Friday night to a Sunday, so I'm going to be coming in on the Sunday with Mia, and then we've got Knowlton on the 20th, and then on the 21st, I'm going to be doing a Zoom with David Essery. So it's a busy week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So you're on doing the Sunday with Mia, is it? Is that right?
Yes, on the
Okay, cool.
Sunday.
I
So
literally
she's
just
doing
looked
a
at that.
Friday night ecstatic dance, kind of light language,
Yeah.
and then on Saturday a workshop with whoever's there, and then on Sunday we're coming in for a massive preparation for what's going to be coming up with the solstice,
Oh,
which is like
brilliant. That's
massive.
cool. I would love to go to that actually.
It'd be a good
Because
one.
Glastonbury is
Be a
not
good
too
one.
far away. We're very blessed, really.
Yeah, we are.
We've
We're
got
kind of
Avebury and
slap bang in the
Glastonbury.
middle. We can go
Yeah.
either way, can't we?
Yeah, yeah.
It's good.
I've not been there for years, and
No.
I stayed there one night, and then so I'm going to a bit off track here, but
Oh,
stayed there in a bed and breakfast in the middle of Glastonbury, or near it
hmm.
at least. The woman had crystals everywhere, and I've never had the. I've had that was the first experience like crystals and dreaming. It's like what?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
woke up, I was like, where have I been?
Yeah, exactly. Where have I been? What am I doing?
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
happened
yeah,
to my heart chakra? All the rest of it.
yeah. So you're back in Glastonbury as well with Jackie, aren't you? I think it's August
That's
17th,
right.
which
August
I
the
will definitely be
17th.
at.
And Lovisa Altorn is coming from Sweden
Oh, right.
to us for that.
Ah,
So that'll be a
okay.
lovely event. It's on a Thursday.
Yeah.
But it's all part of a they're holding a retreat, but that's a 1 day workshop for Lovisa and I. There's
Brilliant.
any of these events, if anybody's interested in kind of signing up or having a look at any of them, because there's quite a few on there now.
Yeah.
www.timwild.com events. So just find your way there.
Cool. I will try and go to as many as I can, I think. I'm definitely at the Jackie one because I'm helping her. So
Of
I'm
course,
looking
yeah,
forward to
yeah. Oh,
that.
that'll be
What's the Sunday actually coming up involve? Your usual type of stuff, basically,
it'll be a
with Mia.
combination of what Mia's bringing through for the weekend with her
Mm.
group. So Mia's quite spontaneous in the way that she works. She doesn't necessarily do a huge amount of pre-planning. She'll find the land, find the group, get everybody together, and whatever comes through on the day we'll be working with. But they're always off the charts powerful. So I'm looking forward to it.
Cool, cool. The last thing I think I asked you, because we were talking about Diana's garden and stuff like that, and the trees
Right.
talking
Yeah.
to you and things.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so long ago, I had to look at it. I asked you about the wisest thing. And that's when you said, "What?"
What?
To which you said it was a book, The Beloved Mary Speaks. So tell us about that, because that's been a massive influence in your life and your profession
It
or
has.
way forward.
It's refined my process quite drastically recently because, as you will know, doing the job that you do, and many others, where we are in life at the moment, in this energetic status, there's every opportunity to get completely overburdened and having way too many things to do. Like you can a ball in the air over here, a ball in the air there, one directly above you, one kind of doing the gravity thing by your feet, and you're trying to catch hold of them all, and your attention is fragmented and your energy is in different places at different times with different people doing many different things. And the information or the guidance that I got from indirectly from Beloved Mary is pick what you want to focus upon, forget the distractions, refine your process, pick what you wish to nurture and grow, plant it in the soil, give it water, allow the sun to shine upon it, and one thing at a time. So because we're moving so much faster now, because we've got this increase in vibration, we are experiencing the phenomenon of left time in our day. So what would normally have been an hour would now is more like 40 minutes, which if you think by the end of the day, that's a considerable amount of time less than we have been kind of programmed into feeling comfortable with. So everything feels like a race. And
Yeah,
that's just on the mountain eating berries.
I mean, I've just shown you my to-do list.
It's horrible.
Oh God, there's all different things. There's some of them are very small jobs. It's all over the place. I just want to get it done.
Yeah.
And I've got an MOT failure to sort out, which is a big job. And so,
Yeah.
and,
That's an horrible list. I wouldn't like that myself.
I like the challenge though, but that is just ridiculous. So, because I do have other businesses other than this, obviously, and
Do you
lots.
remember Challenge Annika?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. It's
I like
Challenge
Annika
Toby's
more
isn't
than
it?
my dad loved Challenge Annika as well. I think so.
Yeah, get you running around in the track. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I liked a little buggy. Anyway,
yeah,
so,
digress.
and the cameraman wiping the camera.
That's right.
So, you mentioned about Lavisa and that she had all this energy through and didn't know what to do with it.
That's right.
That's the last question I was going to ask you, actually. There's a lot of people who have things happen to them suddenly, like quite often. Like, I mean, for example, I think it's Eckhart Tolle just woke up awake. And I mean, that must be like, what the hell's going on, kind of thing. But
it is.
People talking to them like actually audibly, or things happening. They can see things or stuff like that. And often they have friends, spouses, or siblings that don't understand or are very fearful of what's going on with these people, and they'll dismiss it and actively, ridicule it. What advice would you give to people that are going through things like that?
This is probably in the decade that, or nearly the decade that I've been doing this. This is one of the most regularly occurring situations that I've witnessed in people. And it's funny that we were talking about Lavisa, because that is exactly her experience. You wake up most of the time in the middle of, say, a family unit where the people around you are used to a version of you, and all of a sudden that version of you alters to the point where your energy is unrecognizable. You might start wearing different clothes. You might start collecting crystals. You might start thinking and speaking in a different cadence, with a different energy, with a different tone, in a different energy language. Not necessarily start speaking a different language, but every word that you speak will have a different vibration to it. So it might as well be completely foreign to the people that are used to you. Now, when that happens, and it's a very similar effect to what happens in the wild, if one member of the pack begins to smell different, or is ill, or acts differently, the other pack will turn on them. Now, that's nature. And the same thing happens instinctively with humans when they sense this difference or a threat to the matrix within a human. So all of us, every single one of you listening at this moment in time, I'd probably hedge a fairly safe bet that you will have had opposition, or at least lack of recognition from somebody in your life who is not comfortable with the changes that you are making. And it ranges from mild resistance to outright bullying in many cases. And the advice that I've got is to find a support unit, find a tribe. Now, the minute you start changing and your energy alters, you'll be sending out these signals to draw your soul family to you. Identify your soul family as quickly as you possibly can, and surround yourself with people who understand your language. But there is also an initiation that many of us go through, which is called the soul isolation period, where you go dark and you are on your own. And that, my lovely souls, is the test that we all are presented with if we've called it in. So you might not be surrounded by anybody who's going to give you any support. They will be watching you to see how you manage your light, manage your vibration, stand in your truth, speak your truth when you are presented with opposition. Brilliant. It's kind of where we're sailing at this pathway, but very quickly, depending on the level of resistance that you have to this, you will rapidly be calling in your soul family, your soul tribe, the people around you, who chances are they will not be related to you by blood, will suddenly become your family. You know, you'll feel this incredible recognition, because vibration recognizes vibration, heart recognizes heart, and it's a chain reaction. So it's where we are. And that's one of the parts of the carousel.
Is that Phoenix Rising? Yeah, I had that actually December, I think it was last year. It seems like 5 years ago.
Things are very different than they were 5 years ago. 5 years ago, people were being kind of left on their own for long periods of time without this support. But because there is such an overwhelming, what I would consider an energetic majority of people in this awakened state now, it's not difficult to find others that think and feel like you now. We're no longer a minority, and that's increasing like cells grow on a daily basis around this planet, people waking up and needing support. It's
what happened with you? Who did you find? I suppose it was Diana, was it, or someone like?
It's a long time ago in a galaxy far away.
Okay.
You know, I think I've always I did not have an easy time growing up, Toby, at all. I was awake as a kid.
Yeah.
In 1972, and it was all very strange. It was all very strange. I didn't start feeling comfortable until around sort of, I'd say 2008, 2009, everything felt very alien outside of the walls, the parameters of what I was controlling within my life spiritually. So
the biggest thing for me, when just after I woke up, I went to the New Forest Freedom Group party, and this is after we'd all been locked up by the government. There was a woman dancing all night. She looked so happy all day and night. And funnily enough, she's cooking with my wife right now downstairs. So I've gone from having no one that I've had kind of friends, but no one that I felt connected to whatsoever, to having a bank of hundreds now. It's unbelievable, and I just every day I have to just bless that that's happened, because I'm so happy.
Brilliant.
So,
brilliant, mate. That's
and the best part was meeting you.
It's been an absolute honor. It's I had no idea that your time frame had been so small, and I'm not saying that in kind of not in a condescending way. It's like you have the presence of somebody who's been awake for a lot longer, and you'll find I'm seeing more of this as well. People that are just stepping into the arena at the moment. It's there's no grace period. It's asleep, awake.
Yeah,
excellent.
So I actually have an interview with Diana soon. I like to call it chats, which I'm looking forward to.
Chat.
So I was trying to get them both done before Knowlton, so I thought it'd be quite nice. But we're going to probably talk about all the things she talks about, and I'm really interested to ask her about dragons, because that's something I've come into contact with myself recently.
Okay.
She'll
tell you all about the dragons.
It's very difficult to comprehend unless you can actually tap into it.
It's not a subject you can have with people down the pub generally, but maybe in 5 years' time we will be able to. This is how fast things are moving.
I've heard people having conversations literally in the pub about stuff like that. It is amazing. So things are changing, and I'm actually seeing it now. So it's and I'm actually, shorter days. Didn't quite understand it when you told me that, but I'm getting it now. Oop,
Yeah.
just need to get up a bit earlier.
Yeah, that's it. A couple
Anyway,
more hours in your day.
well, thanks for coming back and finishing this interview. It's lovely, our chat.
Mate, it's
lovely
been
to
a
talk to you.
pleasure, and I'm glad to hear you well, because
Yeah.
you had proper man flu the last time,
It's
didn't you?
been months. It's literally lasted a month or two, and it's either an
Yeah.
engineered thing or it's more of a release, I think, from
I think so.
a big release. And I
Yeah, you'll get that. You will get periods of time where your body is releasing density
So
and
anyway,
upgrading your nervous system and everything. It's part of the fun.
yeah, it's all enjoyable. So as I say, it's lovely talking to you, and I look forward to seeing you at all the events this year, because I
Yeah,
haven't really
look
been
forward
to
to them
many.
myself, Toby. Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
lovely to see you there.
Brilliant. Well, have a lovely afternoon. Thanks,
Thank you,
Tim.
my friend. Bye for now. See you.
Adios.
Bye.